Hello everyone, I am Sacred and thank you for joining me in a quick flight in Hearts of Iron 4. How you all probably know, just today the Hearts of Iron 4 DLC Waking the Tiger came out. Just today. Some hours ago. Well, I mean, if you read the DLC you probably know what it is about, but let's take a look inside the game and actually see how it looks like. So let's see what changed and what new features the game offers. So let's see. Firstly, of course, as you can see, if you load into the game, you will be confronted with a new focus tree. I mean, with a new background. Why did I say focus tree? With a new background, where you see Chinese soldiers fighting against the Japanese. The Japanese have tanks, and they are attacking. They are, of course, dominant in manpower. It seems like. Chinese are hiding here with machine guns and artillery. It's a really nice picture if you ask me. And let's actually see. Most of the changes are, well, how you may have guessed, in the Chinese theater. So all of these countries here were, I mean, before this DLC, if you didn't play with mods, really boring to play. But right now, after the update, these countries are, well, exciting to play, offering unique choices and unique focus stories for you to take and to explore. Other than that, you see that the difficulty had changed. Before, if you remember, we only had recruit, regular and veteran. But now the game also offers elite and, for the new ones, civilian. Civilian is, well, making the game quite easy. While elite is, well, I mean, it may seem that it is difficult, but if you know to play the game, not really. But still, elite is a new choice there. So my plus 20% research time may give you some significant, well, impact on your country, depending on how experienced you are in the game, of course. Then let's get with the loading screen. Also, let's just straight jump in the communist China and see. So the main countries are, of course, China, but there are major changes in the Japanese and in the German focus trees. I'm gonna briefly cover the other things and then go to the specific focus trees of the countries. First things off, decisions. You got a complete new, which was not included in any DLC before, so I like this change. I actually like this DLC, really, I have to say. But the DLCs before were just obtainable through mods as well. But this DLC, I think Paradox learned from the community. In this DLC, you have unique choices. You have unique new implementations into the game, which were not there before. Anyways, let's see. So, for example, you have political power, which you had, and you have stability and war support. You didn't have it before, and you also have command power. Command power is used for various military operations and promotion of generals. It can be spent on one-time operations, or it can be allocated for continuous operations. Growth and maximum capacity of command power can be increased by various doctrines and national spirits. And then we have war support. War support represents the willingness of the people to prosecute the war to the finish. Enacting many laws and preparing your nation for going to war effectively requires high war support. And then we have stability, which you may know from the other Paradox games like Victoria and Europa Universalis 4, especially in Europa Universalis 4. Was it also there in Crusader Kings? I forgot to. I think, yeah, in Crusader Kings as well. Well, stability represents the people's support for the current government. High stability makes political changes easier to push through and helps the economy to run smoothly. So you can enact propaganda efforts, which will increase your war support, but you can also enact political decisions, which will give you unique effects. For example, boosting the popularity of fascists or lowering it of fascists and communists. Depending on the country you play and on the ideology you follow, this can be completely different. If you play a major country, let's for example take a look how it looks like for Germany. Let's tag Germany. For that, we have the decisions tree, and you see you have the MIFU bills, war propaganda, and that's all different. If we tag the Soviet Union, then we have different things as well. Oh wait, give me 1 second please. We have prospective resources, which is depending on your country. So this will offer you a unique experience for sure, and you can actually decide if you want to get a pop-up for events, or if you want to get a pop-up for news. If you decide not to, you can still view them here, for example. Then let's tag back to China. We have to see its tag PLC. Then, well, nothing changed in the research path actually. That's just the same here, research stayed the same. Then we have diplomacy, a unique button for diplomacy, but that's just a new button. Before you had to like go to a country and then click on diplomacy. Now there's a button for all of that. I think then we have trade, which should just stay the same. Construction stayed the same. Production. Now the production interface changed significantly. Now you don't need the extended streamliner production mod. You can simply, like if you run out of auto slots, so right now you can assign 15 factories. With this times 5 you can assign in total 75 factories. If you want to go even higher, you can just assign with one the selection here of one basic infantry equipment. In that instance you can assign up to 150 factories to produce that. So one of each type should be enough, because if you know, before you had to like get thousands of that because it was just a one if you played without mods, but now that problem isn't existing anymore. So Paradox, well done, bloody well done, certainly. So then, what else do we have? We have unique focus trees where we can actually restore the Kaiser back to Germany, but you probably know that already. Let's still go ahead and see. We can restore the Kaiser back to Germany. Also, the German focus tree is new as well. The 4 years plan, etc. Here you can decide of either staying fascist and going to the Rhineland, or of opposing Hitler. Then, if you oppose Hitler though, then the civil war will start. Then you can secure a new state, revive the Kaiserreich, or even re-establish free elections. It's up to you. If you go ahead and restore free elections, then, well, you'll become democratic with the focus tree, or you can go ahead and revive the Kaiserreich, get the Kaiser back, lift the exile of Wilhelm II. But actually you have to take into mind that Wilhelm II died, I think, in 1938 or 1939. Therefore you'll have to do this for a path before he dies. Otherwise this will be problematic, here at least. And then you can go ahead and, for example, expatriate the commoners, and you have a in-depth decision here to do. So it gives a complete new experience to play as Germany. Especially if you're bored of the old fascist path. You know, before you had to just hire an advisor and then you could go communist or democratic. But now you can go democratic or monarchist without any problem, and with a new complete focus tree beside your back. Let's take Japan. What changes does Japan offer? Well, Japan, other than that, no, well, were you simply disgusted of the fact that Japan joined the Axis every time? Well, if you go ahead and decide to play as Japan, or if you decide to plan with the historical focus, then Japan will create the Greater Asian Co-Prosperity Sphere. And, well, the Japanese focus tree is completely overhauled as well. It gives a completely new experience. The most important one is you can either support the Konoha faction, get the officer's coup, which will just mean of you staying moderate and nothing really changing there, or you can go ahead and strengthen the civilian government, which will lead that you will become democratic at one point. You will become democratic then. And this will, well, it grants you to liberate Manchuria and Philippines, so just, yeah, a small beacon of democracy in Asia there. or you can even go ahead and become communist, the unthinkable option. Well, you can become communist, you can stay fascist, you can go with the Axis, create your own faction, support the Kodowa faction, or even go democratic. That is completely up to you. But keep in mind, if you go democratic, you'll have to release all of your dominions you occupied. So that's, yeah, won't be probably that funny for you, but hey, things could be worse, so keep that in mind. Alright. So that's about that. Of course, you have new focus trees, new national focus trees for China. For China, yeah. If we take China, which is correct, you can see the focus tree in depth, where you can go nationalist, to staying non-aligned, or going democratic. This means going fascist or going communist as normal as the Republic of China is not possible. You can invite foreign investors, getting some factories here and there, getting more factories through this focus tree, or you can take the hard challenge and play as communist China. They are still weakened and they're suffering from a long march. So to get rid of that, you'll have to focus on this left path. And after that, you can take, well, perhaps even set as a goal to unify China under communist rule. That is up to you. If you want to have fun, if you want to get a challenge, then of course feel free to do so. And then perhaps another really nice change is that you can put multiple armies under the direction of a field marshal to coordinate large movements of army groups, using the traits of your generals to take advantage of their unique skills. Well, I really love that, to be honest, because before I think everyone just put, if you had more than 24 divisions, them into one big army led by one field marshal, but now that problem, thankfully, is finally fixed. Now you see, I only have 138 divisions. Well, I could simply assign him to one field marshal, but that wouldn't be effective, because a field marshal can only command up to 24 divisions as well. So a field marshal is not designed to lead divisions, he's designed to lead several armies. Keep that in mind. Then let's create one army group to illustrate that example for you, while staying under the limit of 24. So we'll have many armies here in the Soviet army group. Well, let's shoot this problem. We are the Soviet Union, of course, is one of the strongest countries in their timeline. Here we go, let's assign that fat old man. And then first, what you'll have to do is create an army group. You can create one army group. Then assign a field marshal. You see, you can only assign field marshals, you can't assign generals, you can only assign field marshals. In that case, let's assign Mikhail Tukhachevsky. And then what you can do is assign several generals. In that case, we will decide 3, assign 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 generals to the army group, but they're all under the command of Mikhail Tukhachevsky. In that case, if you want to establish a war goal, they'll all go to that position. In that case, you can do that, that's completely up to you. You can still plan all the way with the war goals, or if you want to get some in-depth experience, then you can just forget that, and then you can go ahead and assign your front lines separately by the army. They'll kind of act as different army groups, but they'll be still directed under the first army group, under the first command. Then you have to add the armies to this army group, of course, in order to make that plan work. You see, like that. Then the army group will have one goal, but the armies can have separate goals as well. One army group can only contain up to 5 armies. Keep that in mind. You can. Now, what is completely and what enhances the thing with field marshals and generals is that you have leader details. You can go ahead and assign by yourself which traits you want to get. Now, the traits aren't randomized, how they were before. Now it's completely up to you. Let's go to Georgy Zhukov. When selecting Georgy Zhukov, you can even search for him now, Georgy Zhukov here really. There's a mistake. It should be either IE or just that. Anyways, detail. For example, we do not have sufficient command power, but if we have, we can assign him to winter experts, and you can select him basically. If you want to get an ambush or an infantry expert, that's up to you. So, get prepared for a complete unique experience, especially with the armies, which I really like. I really love that, especially if you play as a huge country with many divisions under your command. So, these were the major changes the DLC brought with it. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like and a comment, and thank you for watching me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And see you all next time. Goodbye, stay tuned for more videos because I got some time recently. And goodbye.